What's going on, guys? Kyle Pursley here, digital marketing consultant, agency owner. If you don't know me already, I'm also a new dad. Not completely new, but I've had a baby girl. She's about 2 years old now. And being an entrepreneur while coaching other entrepreneurs on how to be entrepreneurs, it can be a little bit different while trying to stay in shape and stay active and also be a husband. And so these are hot topics that people have been asking me about along the process of just coaching people, but also just individuals that I run into while networking or going to events and things of that nature. And so when I'm talking about what it looks like to be an actual agency owner, while coaching other entrepreneurs to start their own agencies or things in that nature, while trying to stay in shape and at the same time be a father. And I'm just looking around right now because I'm actually in my backyard, and you may hear different noises. You may hear backgrounds of cars or maybe a dog. I'll do my best to edit these things out along the way. But I highly respect people who, just go for the most authentic type of piece of content. So I'm just going to practice what I preach and go from there, and hopefully you all appreciate it. And so I really don't edit a lot of my videos. They're pretty much just specific. We just put them right in there, and we just make sure it's raw and authentic. So that's my style. Some people don't like that. Some people do, depending on their brand. In my case, I just don't like that. So let's make this more about you guys. So again, we're going to talk about what it takes to be an agency owner while coaching other people to be agency owners, while being a father and a husband, while staying in shape. And so, like I said, you have to have three things to make this happen. The first thing in this process is you want to centralize your operations. So you need to get really, really organized with what you do on a daily basis when it comes down to your health, wealth, love, and happiness. And all of these aspects, go into your mindset along the way, and you want to be sure at the end of the day that you are able to access certain things in order to be very productive. This will help you save time in the very beginning. I recommend softwares, like, write this down. I recommend softwares like Notion and ClickUp and a daily standard operating procedure for yourself. So, like in this case, I'm gonna open up my Google Calendar real quick to give you all some type of insight here. So bear with me. I'm just gonna pop it open real fast. Maybe y'all will be able to see it, maybe not. Let me see here. There you are. All right, it took me a second to find it. So I'm gonna be very transparent with you all. I'll be very, very. I may share a little bit too much at times, so I'm just waiting for this guy to load. Cool, we got logged in here. But while this thing is loading, your daily SOP, it starts at the beginning of your day. So daily beginning of your day can be looking like the following: working out, eating breakfast, making sure you're reading, a few minutes. Okay, there we go. Now it just loaded up, and I can hopefully bring this up. Here we go. All right, so what it looks like, I said again, so centralizing your operations is very, very important, but also, I'm going to bring this up really close. You're going to see a little bit of reflection there, but there's a follow daily SOP, and in that daily SOP, we click on it, and I don't know if you all can see it. I'm going to brighten my screen to help you all out too. Okay, brighten that up. Good. I'll just go ahead and list them out so it's just easier. So the first thing is, you have your non-negotiables and core values. So your non-negotiables and core values are things that you're promising to yourself that you're not going to negotiate on yourself with. The other side is core values. So both of these things are making promises to yourself to not neglect certain things like your health, but then also core values. Like, what do you actually stand for? And whatever your non-negotiables are, or core values are, those are going to determine whether you're going to be a successful business owner, father, husband, anything like that. Because if you don't stick to your core values, if you don't stick to your non-negotiables, you have no rock solid foundation to lean on, which also trickles to everything else that you do in life. And so then after that, after looking at those, you look at those every single day. And I like to hyperlink those in the descriptions. I don't know if you can really see it. Like I said, this is a very personal video. Maybe I'll share it in a different video in the future. But you need to look at your personal goals, and they need to be linked to it. Everything needs to be linked, okay? Like hyperlinked, easy for you to access. So you have no excuses not to look at them. So looking at your personal goals, this could be health, wealth, love, and happiness. I like to have those categories, so I'm always staying balanced as an individual and not being like one-dimensional. So the other thing is a gratitude journal. So, you know, whether you wake up on the wrong side of the bed or not, you need to be grateful for the like air that you have in your lungs, at least. And through this process, it helps you, again, refresh your mindset a little bit there. So that way you can at least start your day on a positive note and to start to build that momentum. If you've seen one of my past videos on how to build momentum, I really go into how to do that. So make sure you check out that video maybe after this video. But the idea now is like, okay, how does that work? Like, why is that a thing? Why do all these gurus practice this thing? And the thing is, when you have, like I said, your foundational things, your non-negotiables, your core values, your gratitude journal, it's going to set you up for positive momentum in the future. And whatever it is, you know. And the thing is, you're also able to track your daily, weekly, monthly tasks, so that way you can build momentum on yourself. Like I said, take a look at that video and we'll move on to the next one. The next thing is, after my gratitude journal, I go into working out. So an hour at the most, sometimes, depending if I'm going to jiu-jitsu or not. Here recently I've been slacking on that. I need to be better. But I've been at least running or lifting on one of those days, typically Monday through Friday. Sometimes I work out on the weekends just to get that extra work in, because hard work is easy work, right? And so then also you talk about vitamins and supplements 3 days a week. I make sure I have a healthy breakfast, and read or listen to a podcast or a course for 30 minutes. The cool part about everything I'm kind of explaining to you all right now, this all what I'm discussing right now probably takes, once everything is like set up and good to go, it'll probably take you 1 hour to 2 hours. And the beautiful part about this, it's very, very productive because it flows right in to your work day. So after you've listened to some type of book, course, whatever it could be, when I buy courses, by the way, I go in 30-minute increments, so I can just continue doing that every single day because it's baked into my daily SOP. Another part of this, if you're a biblical, Christian, and you want to get your daily Bible reading in, you can also plug that into that process. And so then after reading, podcast, course, we like to post content on social media. Like, we have private communities with our groups. Maybe it's our personal profiles, whatever that could be. It's all about helping us build the brand, whatever product that we're working on. And then what we do is look at key performance indicators for sales and fulfillment. So this is more the agency side of things. This is where, if things aren't tracked, they don't grow, and you have to look at those on a daily basis so they grow, right? And then you get into the deep work session. So the deep work sessions are all about, at this point in time, you've prepared yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually at this point. And again, these are just things that I do. This is what it looks like for me on a daily basis, especially when I'm beginning my day, when I go into my coaching sessions. And I just have my calendar open here so I can just show you more on what it looks like. So, like, Tuesdays are a mixture of Tuesdays for me, and you have Wednesdays. That's probably a good day to go over as well. And the reason why I want to go over specific days is so y'all get a good mixture of like what it looks like on a weekly basis. So again, I live and die by my calendar. That's the second thing. So we centralize our operations with our daily SOP. That was a daily SOP that we work on. The next thing is making sure you live and die by your calendar, because you have to have good communication. You also must be punctual, and you also must schedule things in advance, so that way you're not living in a reactive state. You know what's coming each and every day, so your mind's prepared for it. So anyways, like on a Tuesday, our us coaches meet at like 12:30 on the Zoom. By the way, these are all Zoom calls. So like with coaches and things of that nature, meeting with like the people I work with over at Douglas James, shout out to them, by the way. They're absolutely fantastic. They make me a better person every day. We meet, we make sure we're on the same page, and we get in and get out. So that's like meeting with the executives. It's meeting with people that I work with while we're coaching up these students. Then after those coaching calls, I typically meet with my sales team on my agency side. So meeting with the coaches on one side, and then I'm going to meet with my sales team. And we'll talk about different ways on how to run a sales SOD meeting, but there's a lot of cool things in there that we'll have to cover at a different time. And then right after that, about an hour or two in between, I'll be able to get some quick work done depending on what project I'm working on. Then I flow right into my fulfillment meeting with my agency team as well, making sure that all our clients are being taken care of, they're well communicated with, and we're moving the needles for each and every one of our clients. And so, just from 9 to so far about 4 p.m., we've already worked out. We've got a lot of work done in between all of these things. So a lot of deep work sessions, working on different projects, producing content, things in that nature along the way. And so this is a lot of work and self-focused things during that time. And then, depending on the day, we have different coaching sessions for our students. So I'll attend those, coach people on, marketing support, research, offer understanding, fulfilling for clients, and things in that nature and much more. But then, again, on the agency side, we also have live community coaching calls. So we also hop on those to also coach people. But the cool part is with each and every one of these calls that we have, I will link certain assets away there so I'm transparent. For example, for our sales team, in this calendar here, you can see like different hyperlinks that are linked to certain things that we cover on that call. For coaching calls, what I like to do is, let me just check out, let's move to, that was a Tuesday. Let's focus on Wednesday. So we do a lot of coaching calls on Wednesday. So let's see here. So, like I said, I help people out with fulfillment and clients. And so even on that call, you can see that I have like a presentation linked to it along with the assets that the students actually need. So we go hop right on the Zoom call. We get right into it with the presentation and all the assets that they need in order to be successful through that lesson. All right, so again, now we're running an agency. We're taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually while running an agency and coaching students. All right, so that's kind of what it looks like. And so, again, going back to non-negotiables. So now that we have, we're living and dying by our calendar, we're also leveraging things like Notion. I didn't show that to you all earlier. I'm going to show it to you all right now. So Notion's loading up right now. Notion is pretty awesome because you can centralize all of your operations. So when I go here in this Notion area, I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's the point that I can hyperlink everything in one spot, and it's just one click away from me getting to whatever. So, I do 3 things in business. I coach, and I run an agency, and I also take private clients on to help them out with their system integrations with tech, VAs, and AI, and helping them out there. By the way, if you're going to the Accelerator event, I hope you cannot wait to see you if you make it there, just as a side note. If you know what I'm talking about, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, hop into my free community. You can see the event that's happening in San Diego. But anyways, let's keep going down this rabbit hole, right? So this is more now focused on like productivity. Now let's head more into the family time of things. So my wife and I, Courtney, we schedule a date night at least once a week on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we finish work by 6, and we're all family, or at least all, spouse in this case. Thankfully, to our support system, my parents, her parents, family members, they watch Adeline through a certain time, and we go out on a date night and go from there. Then typically, on Saturdays and throughout the week, typically, depending on your non-negotiables, if you want to be done by work on a daily basis from, maybe at 6:30, maybe at 7, maybe you're just a freaking workhorse and you just work all day and you don't really hang out with your family. It depends on your non-negotiables. My non-negotiables are focused on my family. My business is around my family. So my family's first, my business is second. And so if I have those non-negotiables in play, I'm also able to schedule, just different times with the wife, but that time is dedicated for her and no one else. And it's the same thing with family. With family, it's the same concept. So like Saturday, Sunday, whether we go to church, whether we go to an event, whether we hang out and just go to stay at the house and play games or whatever that is. Family is super important. We schedule time around that accordingly. So while we're centralizing our operations, living and dying by our calendar, and making sure that we have time set aside for family and people that matter most to us. Because remember, guys, you only live once, and you're replaceable at your job or your business, but not at home. And that's what's important. So that's kind of what it looks like, guys, as far as being an entrepreneur, coaching agency owners, being an agency owner myself, and trying to be staying in shape while being a husband and a father at the same time. Now, there's a lot more I could really go into, but I think that's the gist. As long as you have systems and processes lined out with your company and you understand the leverage behind that, and you're able to leverage technology and AI and automations along with people that you trust, you're going to be able to run your company the right way. And as long as those things are there and you have your priorities straight, I think you'll be just fine. So whoever's watching this video, and maybe you're a father and you're going into a new season in life, kind of like what I am, I'll tell you what, it's amazing what how much time I did have when I didn't have kids, and now that I do have kids, I'm 10 times more productive as a result. So overall, guys, I appreciate you listening to what I have to say. I know you could be watching a crap ton of other videos right now, but it means the world to me that you are here. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, just so we can stay in touch. And I'll be sure to give you more free trainings and assets and things in that nature. I know it's been a little while here on YouTube. I may post this video in other platforms as well. I know we have my free private community where we talk about digital marketing systems, process, and support, where we can help you leverage AI, tech, and automations. Basically is what it is. AI, tech, automations, and to basically automate 90% of your business. So if that's something you want to stick around with, definitely subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you all so much.